Welcome, you're watching the India Development Debate. This morning when I was trying to get to work, I was prepared, as were many Mumbaikars, for the worst. I knew there would be jams, flooding and a panic for those trying to get to work. The government may have declared today a holiday, but this city gets on with its job no matter what. They call it the Mumbai spirit. Well, enough of the Mumbai spirit. 25 people have been killed in the last 2 days. At least 1,000 people living near the Meethi River have been evacuated. And this is supposed to be the commercial capital. 52 flights cancelled, 55 diverted, meetings cancelled, work hours lost. The BMC and the BJP Sena government says the rains have been unusually heavy. No amount of preparation could have helped. Well, is that the case? To speak on this, I'm joined now by Shweta Parulekar, BJP spokesperson, Rishi Agarwal, urban planner and director of Mumbai Sustainability Centre. I'm speaking with Sujay Kantawala, advocate in the High Court, and Faisal Farooqi, founder and CEO of mouthshut.com. Welcome to all of you and thank you for joining us today on the show. I'm going to start by actually speaking with you, Ms. Parulekar, and asking you why and what is the reason that today we're hearing of a claim saying that it is the rains that were unusually high? Because as far as I can remember, rains have always been heavy in Mumbai. And this is the situation we've seen every year. So what is different this year?
It is different in the sense that the intensity of the rainfall is much higher than what it was. I mean, it was experienced, statistically speaking, in the last 50 years. This was the most intense rainfall ever, which one noticed. So the rain was like in 2 or 3 days, we had a rain which generally happened during the month of June. So that was the intensity which occurred. Well, it was going to rain heavily, but it was not known that how much heavy will it actually rain.
No one could know how heavily it will rain. And with all due respect, the city has to be ready. For the last many months, we've been seeing, and anyone who's living in the city has been seeing, it dug up everywhere. We've all been wondering when the preparation for the rains will be. And I don't think anyone was surprised when there was flooding this morning.
I didn't understand. Dug up in what sense?
Dug up with metro work, dug up with road construction.
No, when you want to have infrastructure, well, there is going to be some digging up, otherwise how will you go underground? So one cannot evade that, and that has to be, it is a part and parcel of development, and one has to bear with that. And it will be completed in a phenomenal time, I mean, in a short time, not, you know, they're trying to work against.
So you're saying that the best possible was done, nothing more could have been done in terms of infrastructure, in terms of preparation by the country's richest corporation?
No, I think it was a very sincere effort, and they are working on it also. Today in the morning, Honorable CM Devendra Fadnavis, he gave a speech in Vidhan Sabha, and he gave a complete overview of what exactly is happening and how they are trying to handle this as efficiently as possible. And I think he said that, for example, the police department, you know, they received 1,700 tweets from general citizens, and the police attended to those. They went to those very spots and tried to help the people. Or the disaster management department, the fire brigade, the BMC engineers, the ward officers of the various wards, all of them have been on their toes, and if you see the visuals at various places, you will see all these agencies, the representatives of all these various agencies.
They're there every year. Are there enough of them?
No,
are they prepared?
Okay,
I just want Rishi Agarwal to come in on this point, because this is something that the government has been saying, that the rainfall is unusually high. No one could have been prepared for this. This is climate change. We can't help it. Deal with it.
See, firstly, I think this whole point about the climate, the rain being unusually high, I think in the past few years, I remember the discussion with a lot of people who keep saying that it doesn't rain in Mumbai like it used to rain. I mean, we all remember rains where up till a week or 10 days, it would just continuously non-stop without any break keep raining. And the city used to live with it and keep functioning along with it. But I think over the past 2 decades, what we've seen is unusually high built-up space, the disappearance of wetlands, and what you mentioned in the end, climate change, which is that a lot of rainfall will fall within a limited period of time, which is extreme weather events, and which is also something which environmentalists or urban planners have been talking about for 2 decades now. This is not something new. And the whole conversation was that let's build our cities, plan our infrastructure, institutions, disaster management, response teams, etc., keeping climate change in mind. And I don't think successive governments, and especially in the municipal corporation, we've not seen any political change. which means that for the past 25 years, it's the same set of political actors who've not paid attention to all that needs to be done to make Mumbai monsoon ready.
No, that's a different question about whether this becomes, a lot of chatter you see says that Mumbai, you keep voting for the same people, so you deserve what you get. That's hardly a question whether this is a political issue at all. My question is that they say today, this is the best we could have done, there's just too much rain. Net, that's the argument. I want to come to Sujay Kantawala because last year, a very prominent doctor lost his life slipping into a manhole in Lower Parel. It was a shocker. He was crossing the road and that man slipped into a manhole and he lost his life. Mr. Kantawala, you took up that case in court. First, I want to know what has happened with that case. We're at the next rains already. And are we today sure that this will not happen again?
Not at all. In fact, Tamanna, you remember that when this debate we had last year also, after this unfortunate incident took place with Dr. Amrapurkar,
yes,
a PIL was filed. The Chief Justice immediately took up the matter, issued directions. But BMC has come out with the affidavit saying that we have some turbines which work, some turbines which don't work, some pumping stations, they are operational, some are not operational. And we are always geared up. So this is always the same story. Hind Mata, we see the same images and everywhere else.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, having been born and grown up in this great city, the extent of rain that we see now is nothing compared to what we have faced in childhood.
Absolutely.
But the city continued, as Rishi just now said. The water was absolutely being seeped down. And there was no so much plastic waste and other things that were, choking up the gutter and the underwater systems. You have activists now, actually citizens like Afroz Shah, etc., who have actually to clean up Mithi River. They have to go to Warsaw Beach. It is only the citizens who are gearing up. Where is the civic administration geared up? See, look, climate change cannot be a reason and a one-liner to say that because of climate change this has happened.
No,
climate
then in
change
that
happens
case,
throughout
Sujay,
the,
if it's climate
it's
change,
a process which
I'm
takes
sorry,
place.
if it's climate change,
But
what are you doing to protect mangroves?
1 minute.
Why are you allowing development on salt pan lands? Why are you letting, RA be developed if it's climate change? Are you really worried about climate?
Yes.
Then all of those questions come in, isn't it?
So therefore, let me tell you, construction plans and building plans are passed within 24 hours. But climate doesn't change within 24 hours. You have experts saying from decades that, look, there is a certain amount of rainfall. Historically, Bombay was made up of islands. It has always received a huge amount of rainfall. That's natural geography. And it was always designed from the times of the British to cope up with all these water systems and storm water drains, etc. But what has happened today is you see large areas of land, virtually the entire Mumbai, apart from being so densely populated, we don't have enough place for the water to actually soak and go inside the soil. The problem is that the water remains on top.
Yeah, and I think you should respond to this. I just saw a piece that, Priyanka Chaturvedi, who has recently joined the Shiv Sena, also put out saying effectively that this is man-made. No man-made kind of a preparation could have helped us because there is so much rain. But the fact is, we know what the problem is. I have had this conversation for so many years. You have nowhere for the water to go. You have to do something about that.
Of course, we will be doing something. I mean, it is not that we are saying that we are complacent and we have done our best and now we can't do anything further. I mean, that goes without saying that we are going to put in as much as effort and ask as much as experts possible and do and work out best to help people around. I mean, that is a fact. Nobody is denying that. But the fact remains that the kind of water which is pumped out is like 14,000 million, almost equivalent to Powai and the other lake, which from where we draw in water. That much of amount of water has been pumped out.
Exactly. You need to pump out the water because it's collecting. It's collecting because there's no place for it to go.
The thing is, the structure of Mumbai is it's an island. It's very densely saturated. There are high rises, no water to take in. There are no, so there are so many things which are to be considered. So it is not an overnight solution, especially when this kind of intensity of rain happens. Probably you're prepared for a amount, but when it goes much beyond that, one is not prepared, and one will try to make the best, so that people don't suffer.
So just a couple of things. First of all, you're saying this is not an overnight problem. You're right. Are the people who are handling this taken on their jobs overnight? No. Like you mentioned, 25 years. So all of this mess has been building. It's been created by the same set of political parties. Secondly, you're saying that we do not know if there's going to be so much rain. You are never going to know. You know, climate change is happening. If that is a reason, you know that the policies of this government have also been to increase more development.
But this government
environmentalists are up in arms.
This government has stopped use of plastic, It is so stringent now.
Ma'am, go out in the market. I also live in this city.
No, but I will, even I live, and I also have experienced people carrying cloth bags, and there is a huge change in the attitude of people, in the attitude of sellers.
I'd like to pick up a planning example. I mean,
Sure.
Lower Parel area.
Yeah.
Over the past 15 years, we've seen all the milllands develop.
Absolutely.
Now, if you were to come to the same millland area, Elphinstone, Lower Parel, 25 years back, all the mills had large ponds. We still have historic photographs of those. Now, when they got redeveloped with these big commercial complexes, all the ponds have been completely filled up. Even 20 years back, when the Charles Correa report came up, we were all continuously saying that if we were to redevelop the milllands and make them these commercial behemoths where completely concretized,
No, they were supposed to be open spaces.
They were supposed to be open. So that the Charles Correa formula was 30%.
Yeah.
So this is how, see, this has not happened overnight.
Absolutely.
The whole planning failure has built up over 30 years.
So there is a planning failure. Today the government says that this is unusual rain. We've tried our best. I must give it to them. What they've been good at this time is communication online. Your social media handles have been very active. But you're talking to one small part of Mumbai which is looking at the Twitter handles.
Absolutely.
Or tweeting the Mumbai police.
But
they're doing a good
keeping
job.
Mumbai schools closed, colleges closed, telling them in advance.
Absolutely.
And there are so many things which you have to acknowledge also.
No, I am. But this is a positive debate. I am. But you also then have to acknowledge where there is a mess. I want to just get Faisal Farooqi on the other point and why this is an important show for us or an important topic for us to discuss. This is the commercial capital. Faisal Farooqi, you run a business. Today we've had flights cancelled. We've had, people have had to ask their employees
I've
to
been
stay from
listening
home.
to.
Yes, come in. I want to talk about the economic costs of running a business in Mumbai when at least
Tamanna,
5 days of the year you have to shut shop.
I've been listening to Shweta very carefully.
Yeah.
I've been listening to Shweta very carefully, and I think she said that we've never experienced this kind of rain in the recent history. Let me remind you that on 26 July 2005, 900 millimeters of rain was received, there was a downpour of 900 millimeters, and in the last 3 days we've experienced only 350 millimeters. So on one particular day in 2005, and after that, the Chitale Committee report and various other reports came out to sort of like free up the city of a heavy delusional rain that was sinking in the ground, and we realized that we should prepare our city to handle up to at least 400 millimeters of rainfall on a 24-hour basis. Now that report came out 15 years ago. Parts of it have been implemented, parts of it is work in progress. I have no idea why we should be suffering it 14-15 years later with the same kind of infrastructure. Infrastructure has not been upgraded. I mean, this is irrespective of which political party rules the state or which political party rules the corporation. I think the blame really lies on the various agencies that rule this city. And I think,
it's not really
first of all, we need to
irrespective because it's the
that
same
there are
party.
too many agencies that are involved.
Yeah, but right now you would expect better,
Irrespective, I mean, you can say that at the state level we had a Congress government, and now we have a BJP Shiv Sena combined at the state level. So I don't want to get into the political debate. We just need to focus on the infrastructure and the organized level of planning that goes into managing a city of 12-14 million people with the vast infrastructure. We have the richest corporation in the country. Last year's budget was 31,000 crores. This is despite losing on their revenue of Octroi. We have 31,000 crores that being collected. By far, 31,000 crores is not a small amount. We have a corporation whose interest income alone is like 10,000 crores. We have a corporation who's got 80,000 crores as bank deposits of the past.
No, but I want to come in. I want to come in on that.
In spite of all these figures.
Yeah, Faisal, I want to come in on that because we see these figures bandied about a lot whenever we talk about the Mumbai Rains. Have we gone into the BMC budget and seen where their spends are? Believe me, they're always in a deficit. They have huge, they're richest corporation, but it's not like the best managed financially either. So does it mean that they have a lot of spare cash lying around which they could have done something with? They've bought machines. It's not enough. I want you to respond to
we should take inspiration.
Yeah.
Tamanna, we should.
Yeah, Faisal, yeah.
Tamanna, we should take inspiration from how Prime Minister Narendra Modi, if he was the BMC corporation chief, if he was managing the city, how would he have dealt with this situation? First of all, the Prime Minister that I have seen in the 5 years, he would have said, this is enough. The bank needs to stop somewhere. BMC needs to be overhauled. It needs to be broken, but this is the chalta hai attitude he would have not tolerated. And this needs to be overhauled. BMC needs to shift its headquarters.
Yeah. Shweta, you want to respond to that?
Yeah, Shweta, please, you want to respond? BMC needs to be overhauled, irrespective of the political affiliation.
No, the thing is, it is very difficult to answer this because there are so many factors which are influencing this particular situation which we are in today. Like, oversaturation of the city, the high rises and the coordination between various agencies which is required to go ahead with certain policy decisions and so on. So I think the Maharashtra government is very much working on this and they are trying to work in coordination with BMC to the best possible. So I think in the near future we might see some real good result which will come out of this.
Don't you think this should be an election issue? Maharashtra goes to polls again in a few months from now. And I know this is about, not just about Mumbai. The cities around Mumbai and other major cities are already creaking. The infrastructure problems are already there because the amount of development is
See,
outpacing.
I don't want to politicize this, but as far as the other cities are concerned, what you're trying to draw attention is, for the last 50, 60 years, I think nothing has been done. And now it is, one sees that you're gaining momentum as far as the roads are concerned, or the bridges are concerned, or the water cleaning is concerned. So on various levels, there is some kind of development.
But that's my point.
Which is going
that's my
on.
point. The focus is on building infrastructure and roads. Is the focus, the point Rishi was making, are you also doing this, development thinking about the fact that we're moving to a situation where we will see climate change, we might see shorter rain and heavier rain. Are you planning for it?
100%.
In that case, then why are you
again,
sanctioning development on places which should be preserved?
I'll give an example. Take the coast road. In the 21st century, the second decade of the 21st century, we should be learning from all the mistakes which have happened in America and Europe over the years. If you look at Europe, today morning I was reading a Fast Company article talking about the 20 best cities for biking in the world. Almost all the 20 cities are in Europe. Europe is completely changing the whole planning paradigm. It's planning along with water, not against water. Things like flooding of cities, etc., are finding a prime focus in urban planning. Look at BMC in the past 1 year. On our main roads, there is a shoulder strip. That shoulder strip is made with paver blocks. They have been uprooting paver blocks at a lot of places and again concretizing it, which means that you have your drains which are concrete things, 2 feet by 2 feet, then a concrete strip, then the main carriageway. There is absolutely no best practices being incorporated. All the feedback from urban planners, environmentalists just goes negated. And I think that is where we are seeing that the city is keeps coming back to square one. We need to learn globally and not from global examples and not keep repeating the same mistakes.
No, and the thing about the manhole, so Joy, the point you were making about that 1 year later, the BMC is not able to explain what they have done. There was, of course, an immediate reaction saying we'll put nets on it. Today, I saw, on social media, one individual, and I have not verified his claims, but he claimed that he almost fell into a manhole but was saved at the very last minute. We need to be sure this won't happen again.
See, I'll tell you that there are two issues. One is manholes and one is potholes. Yeah. Throughout the year, why only the rainy season? Throughout the year, we see the roads are so badly repaired after maybe certain cracks or otherwise, that we have seen lot of bikers actually falling and people dying because of that. You had a very sad story of a father who lost his son because of this faulty pothole, and because of that he started on his own repairing one pothole a day.
Yeah.
Now therefore again that cannot be a reason of climate change or that we are doing something. This is a endemic situation throughout the year for Mumbaikars, that we are facing bad potholes. As far as manholes are concerned, the nets have been put on certain about 1200 or something, about 1 foot below, so that if there is a lid which is opened, a person does not straight away have a free fall of 30 feet down, he is saved by the net. But what about the others? So therefore there is no, you have also manholes which are covered by cement. You see, they are for the pavement, and the ones on the roads are separately, they are supposed to be by iron, those iron manholes. But we see over here that there is lot of
Tamanna,
stealing,
also
and
one
that kind
major
of
thing.
verification is not there as far as the BMC is concerned.
Okay. Yes, Faisal, come in quickly, please.
Tamanna, the BMC Act was written in 1885. A lot of process and procedures and systems and administration that BMC is following is more than 140 years old. We need to overhaul, because we elect the corporators directly. There are 224 of them that represent us from different parts of Mumbai. But when we go and talk to them about our local issues, our sewage, our drainage, our local infrastructure issue, often a lot of them feel helpless because they are bound by the BMC officers and the municipal commissioner. Now, the municipal commissioner and the BMC, the elected officials, it's almost like a tug of war and a tussle between them. Some are able to work, some of them are not able to work. We need to overhaul this. The city needs to be directly electing a mayor who's going to be responsible and answerable, and he should lose his job every 4-5 years.
I know what you're saying, Faisal, but can I tell you, I'm tired. I'm tired of listening to this. As long as I have been in this profession, which is nearly 2 decades, I've been having this conversation, and it ends with, let's get our own mayor. And I'm just fed up. And today when I was thinking whether I should discuss it, I had this feeling of fatigue. And I was like, I can't give up. Ms. Shweta, I hope you're understanding. We're not trying to target you because you're the BJP spokesperson. You're as much a participant as we are. Aren't you tired? Aren't you tired of this?
So we are working towards it. Now, it's not that we are just,
No, just because you are tired, Shweta, doesn't mean that debate
No, I didn't say I'm tired.
No, she didn't. Hey, Faisal, that's not fair. That's not what she said. One minute, Faisal. My point is that we've all heard this. Let's get a mayor, rehaul the BMC. They're the richest corporation. Why don't they? They're not doing anything. Someone has to get up and do something, which is why I'll tell you, the stars in a sense have aligned perfectly if there is political will. You have the BJP at the center, you have the BJP in the state government, you have the BJP in a pretty powerful position in the BMC, politically powerful enough to get the Sena to toe your line if that's the issue.
So that is why our CM, Maharashtra CM, he is very much himself, watching all whatever is happening here as far as this difficult situation because of the rains which is created. Personally, he called up at 4 o'clock in the morning, he spoke to the BMC commissioner. Now, this is something so important. He went to the monitoring place where they are monitoring everything.
We saw the pictures.
Then he sent the minister in charge to the place in Malad, So, from his point of view, he has been doing a lot and he wants to do a lot.
We need more.
So, yes, and I'm sure we will work towards that and we will be successful.
Well, let's hope. At the end of the day, why politics is important is because it is where the voice of the people gets reflected. And, as we end this conversation, let's hope ahead of the elections which are coming up next, there is a blueprint. There is a blueprint for Mumbai, for rains and for floods by every political party out to ask for your vote. If it isn't there, you should ask them why. You should ask them why, because it's time we stopped thanking the spirit of Mumbai and started asking some tough questions like we have started today. I want to thank all of you. We'll take a very short break on the India development debate. Up ahead, we're talking budget. Just a few days to go. Today, we're discussing whether the budget will address the unemployment issue. Stay tuned for that. We have a cracker of a panel for you.